Uh, Hello, everyone. My name is Rajiv, and I, of course, represent numbers. Now, in this edition, we are fortunate to be joined by Mr. Nitin Gupta, the finance honcho from Konica Minolta, India. Welcome, Nitin. Thanks for taking out time for this session, and we do hope that you, your family, and the teams are keeping safe.
Thank you, Rajiv, for giving this opportunity and discussion. Yes, we are safe. We are working from home from last 25th of March now, and we try to keep indoors only.
Nitin.
So,
Before we start picking your brains, Nitin, let me give a quick introduction of yours to everybody else who is listening to this. Nitin is the Executive General Manager at Konica Minolta India, managing the 750 crore business of the Indian subsidiary of Konica Minolta of Japan. Nitin is one of the founding members of Konica Minolta India and has been there for almost a decade now. He wears multiple hats. Apart from heading the finance and accounts division, he also leads the IT function that encompasses the ERP management, adoption of newer technologies, amongst others. He also leads the legal department at Konica Minolta. Nitin leads the very critical information security function also. A chartered accountant by training, Nitin is also he also has a master's degree in business administration under his belt. He is an IFRS accredited professional by ACCA London. A believer of health is wealth, Nitin has recently taken to the practice of yoga thanks to the lockdown situation. Otherwise, he loves biking and hitting the gym in his free time. Nitin, I hope I have done justice to your introduction.
thank you for your kind words, and I appreciate. Thank you.
We usually talk about the professional impact around us in some of the talks recent. But this time, let's begin with asking you as to how this lockdown situation has impacted you personally. What are your thoughts about that?
Lockdown situation is, yes, a very challenging situation for me as well in the beginning, but during this lockdown situation, I am emerging as a completely different person now. I am supporting in many household tasks with my family, contributions, what I can do with my wife, with my mother, with my father, and more importantly, I am more connected to my daughter as a very good friend. So during this lockdown period, we both are interacting with each other, and we are doing a lot of tasks together from morning to evening. She started taking me as her personal gym trainer now. Challenges, if I talk about challenges, initially we have a lot of disturbance. We need to put up a lot of processes, but quickly I put down my basic principle of acceptability. So the moment I have accepted this change, from that day onwards, I'm completely enjoying this change. So I have more time. I can see a lot of opportunities around. I mean, till 9:25, I am in at home, and I have a lot of things to do. I can read more books. I can invest more time in productive things. I can follow my hobbies lockdown period. So basically the thing is, you need to accept the change.
Good to see that the spirits are not sagging. I think that means that there is a strong will to move on, and like you said, accepting things. The faster it happens, the better it is for everybody.
Yeah.
Um, let's speak about business a little. Being a finance leader and the one who interacts with the peer groups across industries and fairly frequently, what's your take on this COVID situation? What impacts do you see in the short and the long terms? And more importantly, when do you see this situation becoming normal?
Business wise, there are a lot of challenges. If you see a situation, currently all business are temporarily at halt, except for essential services. It is a kind of somebody, say, statue to a economy. So the entire economy is at a halt. So business perspective, the situation is yes, very tight. But opportunity wise, I can see, again, I am a very strong believer that every problem has an opportunity. So a lot of new avenues of business will be opened up, and selling a product will not come down, I say, once this lockdown is over and we will come back. But the only thing is we need to find a better way of selling the product. So the best way we think as Konica Minolta is that we need to bring support of information technology. And yes, information technology with absolute security of business assets, which is our customers' information. So how we will implement this information technology in selling our product and do away with the orthodox way of selling the product is a very important thing, and which can be opportunity for many kinds of organization, provided they plan accordingly and they build their efficiencies towards it. Doing the impact could last for I mean 6 to 9 months. There is no doubt about it. Even if we open this lockdown on 4th of May, which is a current scenario in India, uh, after that we are not 100% allowed to go to offices, and going to office will not solve our purpose. Going to office will help only when customers will allow you to come for a meeting. So our calculation from IT side, and we made this suggestion internally to the top management in Konica Minolta, that earlier if you get 5 meetings to close a deal, now you will get only 1 meeting face to face to close that deal. So on the rest 4 meetings, you need to be strong on various aspects so that you can explain your product to the customer. And finally, for signing off, customer will allow you to come to your office, especially in corporate side. We have a lot of customers in corporate and non-corporate in both the segments. For especially till the end of the first half of this fiscal year, I don't see that people will be interacting even if lockdown and is over, because unless and until we have a COVID vaccination available, this situation. So we have to be very careful, I mean, in coming times.
It makes a lot of sense, and I think what you mentioned, the way I understand it is a lot of things can be put into the business continuity plan as we anticipate the next 1, 2, and 3 quarters, and like you said, at least H1 of this specific financial year, we'll see a lot of changes of how things have been conducted. And maybe we can pick up a few leaves from your playbook. Let's get to the core of the finance function, Nitin, managing cash flows and customers. Now, one of the key things that organizations today and across the industries are doing is conserving cash. Now, is that what you are also trying to do? What do you suggest that should be an ideal playbook for today? Sell more or collect quickly? And coming from a finance leader, what do you think should that playbook for everybody should be?
For me, we are very clear from the day one that we need to be very efficient in our collection models. Normally, if you see, most importantly in our Indian environment, we have a lot of flexibility for our customers, but we are little less flexible for our vendors. So at the end of the day, we flexibility means if customer is asking more credit period even after there is a agreed credit period in black and white, still vendors will allow them. But at the same time, vendors are the sufferers in this economy. So from the day one, Konica Minolta and have a separate team for credit collection, and we are very focused on our collection patterns. We are monitoring our collection. We are allowing customer as per the credit lines a customer have taken, and repeatedly we are reminding customer how to improve the situation. We undergo their cash to cash cycle to collect money. It is not one sided that we just pass an order to the customer that your money is due, please give me money, otherwise we'll close this. And more importantly, last year we have taken, a new software, and thanks to you and your team, we have implemented AR CRM from Numbers, which is a beautiful tool, which has lot of capabilities, which have lot of efficiency, which is bringing into the system easily by following. Doing away with the manual processes and bringing things partly to a digital platform, our efficiencies have gone up. Now the same credit controller can touch base more number of customers. So earlier he was doing 200 customers. With the implementation of AR CRM from Numbers, we can easily touch base 300 customers by one credit controller. So it is a 33% jump overall in their efficiency, because they now need not to spend more time on creating reports. All reports are easily available from the system. Yes, there is a touch point always between customer and the vendor, which we have to maintain, which we are maintaining. But due to new information technological platforms, which we got recently from Numbers, this is a beautiful way of collection. So cash wise, we have already implemented a lot of things and focus on our collections rather than holding the payment for our vendors. So in this current situation, we are releasing all the payments of our vendors, including purchase price which we have to pay to our parent company in Japan, absolutely on time. So there is no current problem at all, and we are working very professionally. We are anticipating how and what is going to happen in future. So we have a different sets of pessimistic view of cash flow and optimistic view of cash flow, of course, which every company in different industry must be doing, and that is the current role of all the CFOs and the finance leaders to protect their organization of going into a negative working capital cycle. So doing all these things, we need to be very firm, very clear on our collection pattern, so that everybody will get a benefit, because every customer is a vendor for somebody else and every vendor is a customer for somebody else. So if we maintain all those things, then it will be far more easier and far more smooth, smoothen the entire surface for everybody in the economy.
Thanks for those kind words. I think it was it was a combination of what the software could do, plus also an intent to want to improve something with a very strong, backed up by a very strong vision. If you remember, I think our discussions even about a year back, I think one of the first conversations that we've had that I remember is you very clearly saying is that, hey, we have this target to double and maybe 2.5 times, correct me if I'm wrong, Nitin,
Yeah,
increasing the revenues, but at the same time we also want to reduce our day sales outstanding by X percentage point, by X number of days across this period. So I think from then on the journey has been pretty fruitful, but like I said, a lot of that has to do with the vision that you and your teams wanted to drive across the company.
correct. Absolutely. That is our focus, and our objectives are very clear. And based on our objectivity, we have been choosing different models. And thanks to you and your team for introducing this wonderful tool called AR CRM, which is actually bringing the efficiency, which is our motto from the last year.
A whole lot of
This
food for
year,
thought. I just wanted to ask you a little bit more about slightly softer aspects of how you have managed certain things, which is essentially around managing teams and managing the morale as a leader. You are known for your people skills, but how do you keep the teams motivated in these very uncertain times? And what is it? What type of evolution are you seeing in the mindset both of managers and then the teams?
Rajiv, I always believe in participative style of working. So in that, I personally feel I cannot do anything without my team members. So for me, all team members, starting from the lowest level in the hierarchy, they are very important, because they are the initiator of any transaction in the system. So unless and until I can touch base each and everybody in the hierarchy, it is hardly possible for me to work with them. So the best way is I keep interacting with them. So we have a lot of ways of communication, but I feel personal communication on one-to-one basis and on today we are using Teams tool. So on Teams, we have a lot of meetings every day where we can see how people are working, whether they are properly equipped with everything. So I personally called each and every VPN user and a SAP user to confirm on a IT platform that their data cards, their mobile cards, their connections are properly working from home. Once they confirmed all those things, then only we have decided to start lockdown. We have started working from home a day earlier than Mr. Modi have declared a complete lockdown in the economy. So we have to take a quick call to save our employees comfort level and their wellness is the main important fundamental which we follow. And with all these keeping in mind, it is hard. I never face any problem working with currently there are odd 50 people working together in back office with me, and we interact every day with everyone, so just to know whether everything is easily available for them, is anything which we can help and support to them. So all those things help me to keep them motivated, keep connected with them. So the results are tremendous. Everybody is available all the time on the Teams. We can easily do a financial closing on time, yearly closing on time, with the review of each and every section very easily with the support of all the members. So I really don't see any challenge at all working with teams, and they are highly motivated and they are ready to do their designated tasks. So a kind of a human connection and support is required.
A lot of proactive measures that you guys had put in place. I think that's giving you the benefits. And I think good set of thoughts, Nitin. I think the success post this situation will also be defined by the teams which are going to get everything back on track. But how has technology helped you in withstanding the changes, these existing changes, and maybe anticipate the downturn that everybody is talking about, and especially when it comes to finance as a function for you?
Technology is always a very important part of any kind of organizational setup. In back office, as you mentioned during my introduction, I work with finance and accounts team. I work with information technology team. I work for legal team. I work for credit control team. But more importantly, when you work with so many teams, which is the most important? So being a chartered accountant, people take me as a finance guy. Nitin, you are a finance guy, so you will always talk about everything related to money. But I personally feel that in today's setup, IT is a priority for everybody. So this is a motto which we have developed, that IT is a priority, and without IT, without information technology, we actually cannot move a bit. And to prove my words, suddenly a lockdown was declared. So, which is not a very good scenario, but during lockdown, we can easily judge that not only our company or companies in other industry, entire world is now working through technology only. So we are connected to each other only because of this technology. Those face-to-face meetings, sitting in a one big boardroom, talking to each other, doing interviews, those days have gone now. And this 1 month, which is 42 days of this lockdown, we all are practicing to get more and more tax savvy. So this is the time, everybody who is not actually taking a step ahead towards technology is forced to move towards technology. So I'm talking about those people who think that personal face-to-face meetings are more important to close the sales or to get the revenue or to book the revenue or to, deal with the situation. But now I think after 42 days, if on 4th May we will go to office, everybody will talk about technology only, and going forward we need to build a lot of things relating to maybe robotics, maybe artificial intelligence. My personal thought is we need to work very aggressively on augmentation reality, where you can send a link to your customer, and customer can get a all introduction of our products just touching that link, and be it a software sale where they can see the reports what software can do, or be it sales of our hardcore machines, and then they can ask relevant questions over mail, over Teams, to get more information, and finally if required they can call one of the salesperson from the sales team to come over and have a face-to-face meeting or sign off the document. So information technology is the only thing for financial year 2020.
I think it's one of the best predictions that I could ever hear. Hopefully that stays, and like you rightly said, Nitin, it not only does it remove the overheads for everybody, and whether it is customers' time or a vendor's time, it makes that interaction all the more effective. And I think what you're saying is right. And what I heard was uh, prioritization and changing the mindset. And this, I think, has been forced upon us because of this period. And what we've been putting off during the good times is now becoming very fast. It's becoming critical. So, like, this is what I hear: is make most of the downtime and get our house in order, and more importantly, change our attitude and move towards technology.
IT is a priority. Just we need to be very careful about the security part. We need to be more careful, more vigilant, and we have a huge responsibility of managing our customer data. So
one last thought before we let you go. Um, what do you think will change after the dust settles on this uncertain period? Do you see that this situation will leave something something which will have a lasting impact on both businesses and individuals? Something more to carry forward what you began talking about?
Yes, Rajiv, there are a lot of things which businesses are also learning along with the employees. So, in all kind of business situations going forward, as I mentioned in my last question as well, information technology is the only way out. You guys must be selling this product to many customers. They don't understand sometimes that why we need AR CRM, and what is the benefit of AR CRM, how we can improve efficiency. I'm very sure you need not to explain those things after 4th of May to those customers, and they will have a different opinion, and they will have different understanding about all these products which are actually building in the efficiency. Because going forward, as I said, there will be a cash crunch in the economy, there will be a negative impact on our cash flows. Business are actually stopped for a 42 days period, so nobody have booked any kind of a revenue. So overall revenue target has to go down. There will be a further slowdown in the sales for a while. So only people who can connect better to their customers over with the use of information technology and security, these people will be coming up as a market leaders, and they will be connecting more number of customers. So goes with your softwares relating to collection, because these days current manpower, you cannot hire more people for collection in the current situation, because what I feel that companies will keep a halt, or keep a full stop on the new hirings. They can only fulfill the existing hirings or the positions which are available, and the new request definitely will postpone for a while, just to bring the companies into a profitable situation. Only thing which every business leader has to do is to increase the efficiency of their current workforce. So how we can increase the efficiency? Efficiency is starting, it is kind of a saving. People start saving not only when they have opportunity to save 50,000 or 5 lakh rupees, then only they will save. The good habit of saving is you start saving from a rupee one figures. So similarly, in improving the efficiency, first and the foremost thing is again the acceptability, that we will not go back and ask for more manpower to join in. Rather than we will see how we can improve the efficiency. So there the role of number is very critical. You are going to be flooded with the number of queries going forward. People will, bring you as a partner in their companies to hold their hands and make them understand how they can process fast, quick, and they can connect to their customer with accurate reports and provide them the relevant information to customers on regular basis. Believe me, going forward, improving the efficiency in this fiscal year is the only solution to avoid the cutting salaries and other things for the current man force. So like we are discussing in the economy that we should not hold salary payments for our workers, we should not remove them from the position they are working on. So to do away all those things, employees also suggest certain things to their management how they can work more efficiently in the system. So business leaders should focus on these kind of efficient tools which actually increase the productivity of the entire team.
I think what I hear from you is the changes which are going to come will have a legacy, but that legacy needs to be positive basis what we decide to do today. Technology, increasing efficiency, investing in that rather than figuring out that this is how the businesses should reduce costs by letting go of teams or cutting corners in terms of their products and services, etc. Investing in efficiency is the right way to go, starting from 1 rupee and going on till 5 lakh rupees and etc. etc. Makes a lot of and I think that that kind of is a wrap. It was lovely talking to you. This has been a really wonderful interaction, and hopefully we all have some takeaways from the way you have been steering the company during these times, steering the family during these times, and of course steering the teams during these times. And some of those are equally relevant even during the business as usual period that I hope will come even before we realize. Thanks a lot for your time, and we surely will continue to pick your brains as we move forward.
Thank you, Rajiv. It's a wonderful talking to you.
Thank you so much, Nitin.